Hi, class number 2. How are you this morning? This is Monday, September the 14th, 2020. And some of you guys probably caught my mistake on Friday. I put science. For science, I said September the 10th, and it was September 11th. So if you didn't catch it, that's okay. Today is Monday, September the 14th. And I'm going to go over this week's math, not the green book math, which is Ray's arithmetic from your green books, but the extra math that I've been giving you on telling time and counting coins and writing your numbers properly, okay? So I'm going to go over the whole week's math, and you don't have to do that math all in one day. You spread it out throughout the week. For example, telling time, you can do that on Monday. And then there are 2 pages on counting coins. You can do one on Wednesday, one on Friday. And then on writing your numbers correctly. Some of you guys are moving along because you're doing it correctly. And so you're going to be practicing writing your 7s and your 4s, all right? But some of them are still on 0 and 6. I'm going to send this home again because you did not do it correctly. You need to follow instructions. Some of you guys will be getting 8s and 9s because you didn't do those correctly. All right. So I'm going to go over all 4 numbers. All right. Those of you guys who did not don't have to redo your 0s, 6s, 8s, or 9s. Just hang on tight, be patient, and wait. I'm going to do it really quickly. Okay. Those of you guys who are, and some of you are not returning these, okay? I'm keeping track of what you're returning and what you're not. If I continue to miss homework when you bring it back on Friday, I will be talking to your parents and letting them know that you're not getting your homework in, all right? So you need to get all your homework in by Friday. All right, unless for some reason there's no video, something happens to the video, it doesn't get uploaded, then you're not responsible for getting it done. We'll just pick up next week where we left off. All right, those of you guys who get the homework back for 0s and 6s, you need to remember what the face of a clock looks like. I know this has nothing to do with writing numbers, but we do use the picture of a clock. Okay, on a clock, the 12 is on the top. And we start counting, we move over 5 minutes and we start counting 1 right here. So this is 12 o'clock. Let's use a little hand, I'm sorry. That's 12 o'clock. This would be here. 12 o'clock. Let me move this here. It's not gonna. That's 1 o'clock. That's 2 o'clock. And that's 3 o'clock. Notice at 3 o'clock, the little hand is straight out. So if you're not sure where 2 o'clock is, it's not quite here, it's not there, it's in between. So if we go over to a space on your paper, I don't know if you could see the lines. Let me move you up a little bit closer so you can see. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, if this were a clock here, this would be 12. That would be 12 o'clock. This would be 3 o'clock. That means 1 and 2 are there. So if that's 2, that's where you would start your number. So to start, when you write a 0, you don't start at the top. You don't start anywhere but 2 o'clock. You start at 2 o'clock, touch the top line, come down, touch the bottom line, and end at 2 o'clock. All right? We don't go like this. We don't go like this. If you write numbers like that, your answer is going to get marked wrong when you're doing a math problem, okay? If you're taking a test, a quiz, it's going to be marked wrong, all right? Now, here's your clock again. This is 2 o'clock right there, all right? So for 6, you're going to start at 2 o'clock. You're going to go up, touch the top line, come down to the bottom line, go up. But when you get to the middle line right here, you're going to start going back around like that. It looks kind of funny, but let's get rid of the dot. That's a 6, all right? Now, when you write your numbers, leave a space between your numbers. Don't write 0, 0, 0, 0, all right next to each other. Leave spaces between. And these that are already done for you, you're going to get your pencil and you're going to put your pencil on 2 o'clock and trace each one of those. Those are there so that you know you can practice doing some for you. And you go slow and you pay attention to how your hand feels, how your hand moves. Move it slow. We don't write fast, okay? And you're going to practice your 6s. All right, for those of you guys who have to redo your 8s and 9s, this is 2 o'clock. And for the 8, you start at 2 o'clock. I'm sorry, I got this on the wrong line. That's 2 o'clock. You're going to go, this is your dotted line right here. You're going to go across the dotted line, start coming back when you get to the bottom line, go back up, cross, and come back down like that. I made it too big. So you're going to go, whoops. That's what you're going to do. I don't know if you can see that from, yes, you can see that. That's how you do an 8, all right? And your lines cross right in the middle, right here. That's where your lines cross. You can back up. For the 9s, same thing, 2 o'clock. It's like making a 0, but between the top line and the middle line rather than the whole space. You go up, touch the top line, go down, touch the bottom line. I'm sorry, we're doing a 9, not a 0. Up, make a circle in the go up before you get to the middle line, and then go straight down. 2 o'clock, straight down. You're not going to go like that or like that. It's straight down, okay? So work on those so you can move up to the next numbers. In a couple of weeks, we're going to move on to cursive. So you're going to get left behind if you don't do it properly. Now, those of you guys who did your pages correctly, I'm sending home a page on 7s and 4s. On the back is reviewing 174 and doing 5. Don't do that page. Leave that for next week, all right? Don't do, okay. And I want you to do maybe 3 lines on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday, and 3 on Thursday. And then Friday is a free day if you were disciplined to do that. And if you get behind, then you have Friday to catch up. But this week, you're going to be practicing your 7s and your 9s. And it's going to be right below the top line. This is the top line, right below. You're going to go across like that. And then you're going to go a little slanted backward. That's your 7. This is not a 7. That's not a 7. That's a 7. All right? That's not a hard one to do if you go slow and think about what you're doing. The 4. Let me press this up. The 4, it's right below the line, okay? Right below the line. You go to the middle line, all right? You go to the middle line. There is a middle line on your paper. It's dotted, the dotted line is the middle line. That's the dotted line. You go to the dotted line, go across. Notice I don't pick up my marker. Go down and across. Then I take my pencil off the paper. I go here and I go down like that. You can go all the way down like that, but you don't have to like that. Okay? So you go down to the middle, across, pick your pencil up, and go down like that. All right? So only do the front page, only do 3 lines. 3 lines on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday, and 3 on Thursday. And Friday, you don't have any extra math, especially if you're done with counting coins and telling time. All right? So you're probably wondering, when are we going to finish doing clocks? Probably about 2, maybe 3 more weeks of counting clocks, and we're going to move on to something else. So, and same for coins. So we learned how to count minutes. We learned that the big hand tells us how many minutes. The little hand tells us what hour it is. So now we're going to tell time by the half hour rather than the full hour. So we know that this is 3 o'clock. That's 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock. That's a whole hour. 6 o'clock, and you keep going. So when your clock is moving, it's moving by seconds, but you don't see the seconds, you see the minutes. So when it moves to that first little line, that's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I'm sorry, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, okay? And we don't have to count each one, because if we know there's 5 minutes here, 5 here, 5 here, in each one, then we just count by fives, and it's a lot faster. So this is 6 o'clock and 5 minutes, 6 o'clock and 10 minutes, 6 o'clock 15, 6:20, 6:25, 6:30, 6:35, 6:40, 6:45, 6:50, 6:55, and we don't say 6:60. We just say, notice that the little hand was moving the whole time, little by little, moving across until it got to the 7. So we don't say 6:60, we say 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. All right? So if this is 60 minutes all the way around, and you have to go all the way around for 1 hour, what if it's just half an hour? Half an hour would be half of 60 minutes. What's half of 60 minutes? Half of 60 is 30. 30 is here. See the 30? Okay, so this would go halfway around the clock. That is right here. The little hand was on the 8, so it is 8:30. Okay, now it's 9. See how it moved to 9? It's moving. Let me see if I can move this without getting my hand in the way. Watch the little hand as the big hand, the minutes are going by. Each minute is going by, it's going by. See how it's going by? The the little hand is now on the 10. It's 10 o'clock. What if I go halfway around 1 hour? Now it's 10. It's half past, we say half past 10. This is half past 11. This is 12 o'clock, half past 12. This is 1 o'clock, half past 1 o'clock, okay? There's two ways of saying that. You say half past, or you say 6:30, 2:30, 4:30, because it's 30 minutes on the bottom. So on the back of your of your telling time page, it says write the numbers on the line. So it says, the first problem says, the big hand is on what number? The big hand is on the 6. The big hand tells the minutes. So how many minutes is that? Well, if it started up here 0 and it went halfway around 60, then you don't have to write 30. You just write that the big hand is on the 6. Okay? And then remember, as the big hand is moving, the little hand is moving. So the little hand is moving, and it's between what numbers? The little hand is between the 4 and the 5. So you're going to write 4 and 5. So it's in between because it's moving from the 3 down to the 4. Then it's going to be between the 4 and the 5. Then the 5 and the 6. It's halfway between. All right? So that's what you're going to do on telling time. It's the same kind of problem. It's half past or in between the hour. Now for coins, you guys have learned how to count pennies, nickels, dimes. So this page, the one that says page 16 and 17, actually all of them, 16, 17, 18, all of them are still pennies, nickels, and dimes, but you have to learn to count them when you have mixed up coins. It's easy to count all dimes because you just count by tens. It's easy to count nickels, you count by fives, or pennies, you count by 1. But what about when you have a handful of mixed coins? How do you count those? you always start with a larger coin. So let's look at the first problem on page 16. Okay, you have a nickel and a dime. It says a nickel and a dime, and 2 dimes and a nickel are 40 cents. Now you can, I didn't bring a pencil with me. You can, if you want, write on top of your nickels or next to your nickels. So you can write a 10 next to the dime, a 5 next to the nickel, a 10, and a 5. So count all the big ones first, which is the 10s. So you count this side and this side. 10, 20, 30. So you have 30 cents in dimes. Go back to your nickel. Now start counting by 5s. So you have 30, 35, 40. That's how we get 40 cents. And that's what you're going to do with each one. You're going to add this side with that side. Count dimes and nickels in both sets. And then page 18, it's the same kind of problem. There's more coins on the second page. So on the second page, page 18, you can write 10 next to the dime, put a 1 next to the penny, and a 5 next to the nickel. Then over here, 10, 10, 10, 10, and 5. So we're going to start counting by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, then the nickels. 55, 60, then the pennies. 61, 61 cents. All right? So go ahead and do those 2 pages. You have 4 pages. One for Monday, one for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is catch-up. You should also be practicing your multiplication. Next week, I'm going to start sending multiplication tests home. And then also you should be working 30 minutes aside from the coin and telling time, aside from your multiplication for 15 minutes a day. You should be working out of your green book pages. And I try to write with a green marker, green book on the pages, 30 minutes. So if you have 3 of those pages, some have 2 pages, some have 3, some have 4. So let's say you have 3 pages. You work for 30 minutes and you stop. You don't have to do all 3 pages in one day, or 1 page a day. Is whatever you can do in 30 minutes, okay? All right, so I believe that is all for math this week. If you have any questions out of your green book, you can write me or text me. It's easier for me if you take if you can't, that's okay. Take a picture of your math problem, because everybody's in a different book and I don't always remember who's in what book. Take a picture of the problem and send it to me, and it's easier for me to help you. All right, but don't hesitate to call me or text me, and hope to see you guys soon. All right, I'm gonna put out a video for spelling today also, so make sure you write down your spelling words. All right, bye-bye.